Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Hiba, and here on my channel I discuss recent missing person cases. If you're into that type of content, go ahead and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I started this channel with the hope of raising awareness and helping families, but I can't believe there's over 2,500 of you on this journey with me. I appreciate every single one of you so much. Thank you for being here and watching and subscribing. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's case. Today I'd like to talk about Dana Holt. I've been following this case for several weeks now and hoping that Dana would be found or that we would have some sort of update. However, unfortunately, there haven't been any real developments. Dana is a 30-year-old woman who went missing after traveling to Dallas, Texas on March 1st, 2022. She's not originally from Texas. Like I said, she had just traveled there from St. Louis, Missouri. According to relatives, Dana traveled to Texas for an unknown reason. She boarded an Amtrak train at the Gateway Transportation Center in St. Louis at around 7 p.m. I believe that she arrived in Dallas at around noon the following day. She was seen on surveillance video at the Dallas Eddie Bernice Johnson Union Station, getting off the train. Surveillance also captured an unidentified man approaching Dana not long after she arrived at the station. This footage hasn't been publicly released, and I don't think that her family has even seen it yet. However, according to detectives, it shows this man helping Dana with her bags. We then know that the two of them walked to the south end of the platform and disappeared from camera view. In my opinion, Dana knows this person. It's not like some random man approached her and they walked off together. He might even be the reason that she traveled to Texas. The same day that she arrived, Dana's mother received a very concerning, panicked call from Dana. While on the phone, Dana cried as she told her mom that this man wasn't who she thought he was, and that she couldn't get her stuff and that he wouldn't let her leave. She then abruptly said, "Oh my gosh, he's getting out of the shower," and hung up before her mom could say anything or ask her anything or even tell her that she loves her. That was the last time that anyone heard from Dana. This is obviously alarming to be a parent and receive this call when your daughter is thousands of miles away. I can't imagine how helpless her mother must have felt. But to make matters more pressing, Dana has a medical condition. I believe it's some type of blood disorder, and she also struggles with her mental health. I've seen some people question and criticize Dana for calling her mother instead of 911. In my opinion, that isn't really too surprising. Many of us wouldn't think rationally or be logical if we were in a similar situation. I think it's normal for people who are scared to seek comfort. If I were in a similar situation, I'd want to call my mom too. For some reason, I yell for my mom when I'm scared, even if I'm states away. It's also possible that Dana was reluctant to call police because she feared that they wouldn't believe her or that they would mistreat her in some way. As sad as it is, many individuals of minority groups are afraid or reluctant to call 911 even in an emergency. However, the family obviously notified the St. Louis Police Department and the Dallas Police Department of her disappearance and of that call. Law enforcement have stated that they believe that she may need help, and Dana's family believe that she's being held against her will. When thinking of theories, right off the bat, I think that many answers can be found by looking into Dana's cell phone and talking to her friends. Was she talking to anyone new on social media? Was she on any sort of dating apps, or did she have a dating profile somewhere? Did she tell her friends that she would be visiting Texas or that she met someone new? I believe that a friend was the one who actually dropped her off at the train station, so maybe this person knows more. Maybe Dana mentioned something to them on the car ride there. However, I don't really think it's out of the realm of possibility that Dana didn't really tell anyone why she was going to Texas. It's possible that she was embarrassed, or she didn't want anyone interfering or discouraging her from taking this trip. I think most individuals would warn a friend or a family member not to travel to meet someone they barely know, especially if that person is states away. I know I definitely would, so it could be that Dana didn't want to deal with all of that, so she didn't tell anyone her reason for going. Sometimes it can even be sketchy to meet someone in your area in a public place, so I would definitely advise against it. If you recall, Dana stated that this man isn't who she thought he was. To me, that indicates one of two things. The first is that the individual is a catfish and potentially lied about what he looks like or sent her pictures of another man. When Dana saw him, she was shocked and didn't want to be there, but he wouldn't let her leave, as we know. The second possibility is that he lied about other things in his life, maybe his name, his job, or even qualities that he has. Maybe he acted like Mr. Nice Guy or Mr. Charming, but when she arrived, the act was off. In reality, this man could have had bad intentions from the start. Could he have lured Dana away to Texas so that he could isolate her from her friends and family? Could he have taken her somewhere, potentially across the border? Even if that isn't the case and he didn't take Dana anywhere, Texas is in one of the top 5 states in the US for human trafficking. Regardless of what Dana meant though, when she said that this man isn't who she thought he was, there has to be some sort of history or trace of correspondence between the two. Like I said, whether it's on social media, through text messaging or calls, or through a dating app, there has to be some sort of trace. I'm sure that this is something that authorities have looked into or are looking into. I know sometimes it takes a while to get the records, so it can take a while. I also hope that her family is able to get her phone records as well. Maybe they share a plan and they can log on to the portal and look at the call log or text message history. I also think it's odd that authorities haven't released the footage of Dana and this man at the station. This makes me wonder if authorities already know who this man is. If not, why not release the footage to help get the public to ID him? As far as I know, there hasn't even been a description released of this man. I understand that this is an ongoing active investigation and that sometimes authorities don't release all they have, including the surveillance footage. This is something I actually mentioned in my last video about Naomi Iron. Since then, that footage has been released, but in some cases they do hold on to it. Dana's sister went to Texas and began to search for Dana herself. She handed out flyers and talked to people and just helped raise awareness that Dana is missing. I'm going to include an interview with her and Dana. There haven't been many developments in this case. As time goes on, the fear and concern for Dana's well-being grows. Her case really needs more attention, so people know to be on the lookout for her. So please be sure to share her story, whether it's through this video or through other media. I know her family appreciates all the help that they can get. Dana is described as a light-skinned black woman with blonde hair and brown eyes. She is 5'9" and weighs 250 pounds. At the time she was last seen, Dana was wearing black pants and a black jacket. She has several noticeable tattoos, including one on her neck and on her chest. If you have any information, please call the number in the description below. You can also reach out to me through my email, which is also down below. Thank you very much for watching this video and listening to Dana's story. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. It helps others find my channel and my videos, so I really appreciate it. I'll see you in my next one.